Hi, and welcome to Flew the Coop. Today I'm going to take you around and show you my swings and chairs that I really enjoy, and I need to enjoy them because we were supposed to be going on vacation, but just like all the vacations this year, it's not happening. My husband is sick with the flu, and my voice is a little raspy, but I feel fine. Just take you out here in the woods with me. And this is what I have decided I'm going to be doing for my vacation. I don't have much of a choice. And I love this backyard. These chairs right here, I've had for years. At one time, I had painted them, painted some little flowers on them, but now they've rusted through. That was like 30 years ago. Think somebody needs to paint them again. So I haven't got around to getting this place cleaned up. As many of you know, my mother-in-law in March got sick, was in the hospital and in and out of rehab and physical therapy and everything. And then she got home, and it's been just a roller coaster ride. So we're down there every weekend, and we've spent quite a few vacations down here. Here's another one of my benches. Yeah, I made that. Can you tell? So we're just going with the flow. And today we were supposed to go celebrate my son's birthday at Mohegan River and get in the kayaks and go down the river, but my husband has just been too sick. I love this swing. I had that for, 30, 35 years. It had a bunch of matching tables and all that stuff, but I love it. It's falling apart now, but it has a new home. I don't generally go back this way. As you can tell, that fence was broken. We did get it patched. So, that tree, I had to figure out how to build around it when we did the fence. And all of these honeysuckles look like they are in a need for water. It hasn't rained for weeks, and I don't see any rain on the future. I hope they make it and come back next year. But it wouldn't be the first time that all of these died. I don't know. But vacations are just that. It's a state of mind. I had told my niece when she asked if I was going to ride down with her to the river that I would go out on my deck and have another one of those beach days. If you've seen my short of me saying I was at the beach, this is kind of yucky through here. Again, I got to pick up some mess. I passed my big tree. It's dead. Parts fall off of it all the time. Quite a few years ago, the biggest part, and you could see it, it went clear across there and was hanging up in the air. And the kids like to walk on it. So vacation or having a good time, it's kind of all a state of mind. I found this toolbox back here. Oops. And I had just left it, lock it there. Uh-oh, When I fixed that goose, it didn't work. I'm not very good at this crafts. Yes, she needs a little bit more done to her. That's an old chicken egg hutch. I was going to put a new bottom in it and everything for my chickens, just never got around to it. Here's my newest swing. I've had it for a few years now, but it's not made out of wood, so that's really good. Actually, this frame, a neighbor of my mother's was throwing it out, and I thought, I'll save that. I used it for a long time. There's my Coyote. Yeah. And I bought these at Penny's Outlet years ago. And, oh, yeah, 25, 30 years ago. And they were still in the boxes. The boxes had rotted away. And about 6 years ago, I pulled them out of the crawl space and gave them to my son. Well, when he sold his house and moved back in here, I reclaimed them. Because at the time that I sold them to him, I didn't have these woods. These are a new addition. And there's the shed. It's going to become my she shed. And I'll take you along when I do that. It used to be over there, 2 different ways. Had to get another building permit to have it moved over here. And then I moved the chicken coop from there to over here. Now, all these bricks here came from a sidewalk in Wilkesville, Ohio. And it was dug up by Alvy, my step-grandpa. And my mother had them. And when my mom and dad passed away, I dug them all up out of her yard. This is part of my deck that I thought, oh, I'll make something out of that. Well, what am I going to make? I don't know. Just ran into a cobweb. I hate those things. This is a mess too. Those I had down at the other end when I first got this property to block kids off from coming in it. Now I thought, oh, I could use them for something, right? So this has got away from me because last year I did a lot of vacationing. And you know how that goes. It was fun. And this year I had a lot of vacationing plans. My husband and I have never been to Florida. And we've lived in Ohio our whole lives. He says he's from Kentucky because his mom went to Kentucky because that's where she was from to have him. But I don't think that constitutes as being from Kentucky. Let me know what you think. So, we're coming back around. Very good friend. He's who owns and owned all of this woods. At first he wouldn't sell me any, but it wasn't the right time, I guess. And after my parents passed away, I got my inheritance. This is what I bought. And I know that God planned it because he knows how much I like this. And my husband is more a city person. And you know how that goes, city people. I don't like it. I'm kind of a country girl. I really loved going to my grandma Helen's house. When I was a kid, I always told my teachers and stuff that we were going to the hills. I thought everybody understood where the hills were. I didn't know that it wasn't a place. I didn't know that a camping trailer was a camping trailer. I called it a trailer. So you might catch a few of my words being a little southern, so to speak. My parents, they're from Ohio too. So, but back to the Florida thing. We had a vacation plan. We had all the plane tickets, and I've never been on a plane. And a house rented, and a car rented, and everything to go to Florida. And then the COVID hit, so we didn't get to go. There's a dead tree over there. I got to cut. And then we planned one this year in March, and it was going to be 2 weeks that my husband had taken off, and my mother-in-law got sick. So I'll give you a close-up look of my coyote. It really wasn't mine. It's the HOA's coyote. They had two, and we had them out front to try and scare off the geese around the pond. But some people complained, so here he is. There's a little dead tree too. Like I said, I usually have a pathway through here. Oh, yeah, I need to show you this. This was another tree that has been dead, but I thought, I'll just leave it here for those woodpeckers, because I love the sound the woodpeckers make. But unfortunately, it rotted off there and fell and took out my fire pit. So, and I don't know, some of this stuff back here, I don't really know what it is, like those yolks or something for oxens. I just collect old things. Here's the back of my shed. Originally, it was going to be the chicken coop, and that's why it has a back door and a front door. And then I had the little part. That tree is neat. Oh, dear Lord, please watch over our emergency personnel and those they're going to assist. Bring all my family and friends closer to you. Jesus, thank you. In nomine Patre, Filii, Spiritus Sancti. Amen. So here's the front. See how that goes out? That part was going to be the coop part, and I had it made on the inside. There's wood like around here so that the coop, the egg hutch, I was going to hook out here, so I just would get the eggs and everything. And I had that window. Well, I'll show you. It's dirty right now, but I put that light up there. I had that in the crawl space for a long time, and I thought I need some light out here. And I use these remotes, so it's plugged into an extension cord, and I can turn on the light. So this is going to be, that was my grandma's baker's cabinet. And as you can see, and I did raise baby chicks in here and had this all blocked off at one time. And so it's kind of like after my parents passed away, I brought home a bunch of stuff. But I did plan on putting that there. And I want to do the walls. And I have this old door. I don't know if you can see it. That I want to put up there. I'm going to cut it and then kind of make this a little bit smaller. You can see what I'm talking about down there maybe. For the egg hutch. But this was going to be closed off. And then I was going to put like a wall here across to that door so that the chickens have this too. That. Ta-da! Yeah, I forgot to show you this rocking chair with me in it. It's full of crap. But yeah, I like it, and I'm quite happy with it. Take this piece of wood, wherever it is, and I wedge it in between here so nobody can open that handle from the outside. I figure keep that one locked. I never lock this, and I shouldn't say that because what if somebody in my neighborhood is watching? I don't know. And a few years ago, I did make this path to the shed. I really like it. Huh. I used to have more stuff there. Critters got into my dirt. You should have seen the porch on the shed because that's where I had it so it wouldn't get wet or anything. And one of the critters has gotten up there and had my wreath down there. I just picked it up and put it up where it belonged. It was my mother's wreath. It used to be on the outside of their house. And this was a little stool thing that my dad had made. And that was a duck that you clean your shoes off. I had got my dad quite a few years ago for Christmas. So, and that's an antique plant stand. It's in need of another paint job too. I got a lot of work that I need to do. And I do have a hutch in here that my chickens used to lay eggs, but it's too much trouble coming in to get the eggs. And I'm having trouble here. I got little tiny moles or something under there. So don't know why it's not closing. Probably because Trisha hasn't had it closed. I don't know. Well, there's more work that I've got to do because I haven't really done anything with the chicken coop because I had to put a new floor in and I haven't got to that. See? You can see right through it. I got it tore off. Well, I didn't do it because I gave up. And so I have got to figure out a new floor for the coop. And then I missed getting chicks this year because of my mother-in-law. I was going to say, is that poison ivy? But I do believe it's traced back to those blackberry vines. That's another thing that I've had for 25 years. Service merchandise. It was a store that you went in and you told them what you wanted, and somebody would put it on a conveyor belt and it would come down to where you paid for it. And the whole store was just one of each thing, and you could get things that you wanted. I love that store. I don't know if they still have a service merchandise anywhere. My hostas are looking bad. So that's kind of it. That's mint. It's shot. These are Christmas beans. No, those are not Christmas beans. Those are blackberries. There is a Christmas bean under here, right here. I don't know. Let me see if I can get this open for you. Sorry about that. Anyways, no, it's not even ready. They're like a purpley bean. And those are Christmas beans, and that's a raspberry bush. Strawberry plants, raspberry bush. That was my mother's. I was going to repaint it, but then I just put clear on it because I kind of like the blue she painted it. Blue's my favorite color. And this is a little black cherry tomato that just came up on its own. It was a volunteer. That arbor thing fell down this year. These are my grapevines, and they look crappy too. It's actually something to hide the trash cans. Thanks for visiting. Come back again sometime. Later, taters.